Hi, my name is Lonnie Ayers, President of SAP BW Consulting, and I'm here to give you my top 10 tips for the realization phase. The first tip is to make sure the blueprint is signed off. This can be the most difficult part of any phase completion, getting the business owners to sign off. Training and continuous buy-in and selling are the key here. My recommendation is to get it signed off by sections so you can proceed. If you're IBM, you can stop work and wait. But this is typically not really possible or feasible. From a practical standpoint, you can't have consultants who are costing you $1,400 a day waiting around for very long while your customer decides on whether to sign off. How can you make sure this happens on time? It's simple. Buy-in. The real issue here is that a new SAP customer does not yet really know what it means to sign off. Responsibility is the issue. Training is the key to acceptance. My second tip is to have all development scoped and approved. My best advice here is to kill as many, if not all, which is not really realistic, developments as possible. Particularly on fixed price contracts, this can kill your timeline. Not sure how to estimate your development time? We have an ABAP estimation guide that you can download off our website. Send us a note and we'll get it to you. My third tip is all functional specifications must be written. Even for those that are initially disapproved, it's best to have a written specification. Maybe to a lesser level of quality than those that are approved. But why? Well, because even if disapproved, the need was still there, and in my experience, will eventually have to be addressed, even if after this project. You spent a lot of money discovering it, and you will have a user who needs it in all likelihood. My fourth tip is that use the solution manager to generate your configuration guide. Do not allow your SAP basis team to not configure it properly. Make the system work for you. My fifth tip is to update your project management plan. Though it is a step that seems less critical, from a compliance and management standpoint, it's very important to update it. In my experience, you will continuously discover that you have more and more stakeholders as the project progresses, and they need to be addressed here. My sixth tip is your training plan must be completed or at least planned out. During this phase, you complete the customer project training cycle. If you do not do this, you have made the default decision to outsource your support post-go-live. You have also basically not used the ASAP methodology and will not be able to complete your project as planned in the statement of work. The seventh tip is to evaluate your change management efforts. It's critical that all change management methods and techniques have been effectively employed. You'll need to start or continue the change management organizational surveys here and develop a detailed plan to affect the change that these surveys are telling you need to happen. My eighth and probably most important tips out of this entire phase is to test, and test some more. It's essential to decide on testing approach. Every project has slightly different requirements and everybody has to be on board with it. My ninth tip is to accomplish the project solution review, typically done by SAP or an independent third-party evaluator. Here is where your final solution design approach can be validated and adjusted. Here be dragons, though. There are many potential conflicts that arise out of these reviews. Just keep in mind your results are limited by the experience and reach of your evaluation team. Reach here means how deep their network is both within SAP and the wider SAP ecosystem of solution providers. You will not know all the solutions that are possible. Be prepared to evaluate them. My final and 10th tip is to complete the project team evaluation process. This is typically an ongoing process, but you should formally announce when you start and complete this task. Your consultants will appreciate it.